Good evening, everybody. It is November 28, 2020, Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific, which means it's time for our weekly movie, The Great Rupert, this week from 1950, starring Jimmy Durante and an animated dancing squirrel. Hi, I'm Keith. This is 50th Street Studio, and let's get on with it. I'm going to start with a couple of cartoons that I was reminded of, and Larry, you'll like this, by Captain Slinky, our friend Captain Slinky, who reminded me of this MGM cartoon from 1939 called Peace on Earth, a bizarre Christmas-themed cartoon. And when I say bizarre, I mean bizarre. So let's watch it. Well, there you have it. Yeah, Mike, Peace on Earth until they reinvent social media. Yeah, it was Peace on Earth from MGM, 1939. 1939, I remind you. That was produced by Hugh Harman and Rudolph Ising at MGM. These two guys created a series of animated films at MGM called Harmonizing Cartoons, and you can't accuse them of ripping off Silly Symphonies and Looney Tunes because those are their names, Harman and Ising, the Harmonizing cartoons. And these two guys started out as animators. They worked for Walt Disney in Kansas City in the 19-teens when he was still in Kansas City. And when they were working for Disney before Disney was Disney. And Disney decided to move to California. California is the place you ought to be. And they didn't want to go with him, so they stayed behind and tried to make a go of doing animation work there in Kansas City. It didn't work. The two of them worked together as a team for really the rest of their careers. They went from one distributor to another, but they did early work for Disney again in California. They were in a large way very responsible for the look of early Disney cartoons. You could see that style there in that MGM cartoon there. They created for MGM. I think Barney Bear, the character Barney Bear. They in the silent era, they created the Cubby Bear series, aka the Brownie Bear series. They did work for Walter Lantz. They never stayed with any distributor or studio very long. It was always over contract disputes. They would always go over budget, and the way I see it is they weren't the way I look at this kind of thing. They were not overspending. They were being underpaid. Is the problem. They ultimately in the 1950s they ended up doing work for television, just like every animator. One of the things they brought us was this bizarre cartoon, A Post-Human World, where anthropomorphic animals have rebuilt society. I noticed that Larry, I haven't seen this cartoon in probably 30 years. I know Larry and I discussed this cartoon back in the day, back in the 80s, when we used to sit around and talk about animation all the time. I know we discussed this cartoon, right? But it's been 30 years since I've seen this. I noticed the point where the old grandpa squirrel said that he was just a little shaver at the time. Now thinking of the life of a squirrel, what was that, 2 years ago? During the brief life of a squirrel who was not walking upright and wearing clothes when all this started, they accomplished an awful lot. They rebuilt, they reinvented clothes, knitting, uh, glasses, and then using the Bible as an example of how to rebuild society. Bad idea. Bad idea. But this is a Christmas cartoon, so anyway. Now, here's a cartoon that I did not know about. I knew about this one, and Captain Slinky was telling me about these. Oh, another thing that Harmonizing discovered was Hanna-Barbera. William Hanna and Joseph Barbera worked for Harmonizing at MGM. Hanna and Barbera invented the Tom and Jerry cartoons. They invented the cat and mouse Tom and Jerry cartoons. And of course, after they left MGM, they went on to create Huckleberry Hound, Yogi Bear, the Flintstones, etc., etc. Now, here's what Captain Slinky informed me of that I did not know. That was 1939. Here's what he told me about. In 1955, 16 years later, MGM came out with a kind of a sequel/remake that was directed by Hanna and Barbera, which I have not seen. And this one's called Goodwill to Men. The previous one was called Peace on Earth. This one's called Goodwill to Men. Let's watch it. There they are. Which kind of animal is going to be singing this time? Yep, those are Hanna-Barbera mice. You can see it.
Say, that was pretty good, boys. Yes, sir, pretty good. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth was a good idea. Too bad they
it was a
didn't
good idea.
practice what
Yeah.
they preached.
Who didn't practice what they preached?
Who? Oh, them men.
Men? What are men? Yeah, what are they?
I guess that was before your time, boys. Well, there ain't no more men in the world.
Yeah.
No. No more men. But as I remember them, well, they was awful looking things. Some of them would scuttle along on their hind legs, and some of them would slither along on their bellies.
Well, you can't even see.
They wore big iron pots on their heads. Their eyes flashed. And they had tremendous snouts. Snouts like this that curled down and fastened onto their stomachs.
Gee, I'm sure glad there ain't no more men in the world. Gosh, me too.
No, I never could figure out them men. They was always thinking up new ways to kill each other. They had guns that shot out streams of liquid fire. Everything it touched burst into flame. And they had pipes, big ones like giant pea shooters that sent bombs a-whizzing through the air. Then they thought up a new kind of gun. A gun that could kill men faster than ever before. Oh, it was a terrible thing. They were always fighting. And when they weren't fighting on the ground, they were fighting in the air.
Oh, jet plane. Hi, Cherry and Dr. Dweeb came in. Welcome.
Fight. Bombs bursting everywhere and shells whistling through the air like this.
Wow.
It seemed like the idea was to see which side could kill the most. They built the bombs bigger and bigger. Pretty soon they were blowing up whole cities.
And then what?
And then each one of them built the biggest, the most awfulest bomb ever. And while one of them was dropping a bomb over here, the other one was dropping a bomb over there. And that was the end of the last man on Earth. Everything was quiet and kind of peaceful like. Those of us that were left gathered in the ruins of a church. I was just a little shaver at the time.
He's appropriating
I
the
asked
squirrel
the wise
story.
old owl what that book was he was reading. Well, he says, looks like a book of rules that belong to them men.
It's awfully brave to walk right up to an owl like that.
Love thy neighbor as thyself. Looks like some pretty good rules. But I guess them men didn't pay much attention to them. Yes, it was a good book of rules. And it still is a good book of rules. Love thy neighbor as thyself. On these words depend the future of us all.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
All together now, boys.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the Lord our King. Peace on earth, goodwill to man, peace on earth shall reign again. Joyful all ye creatures be, he has blessed the world in free.
Yeah, Cherry, how do these mice know English? Cherry is asking the important questions. Do Christian mice go to mice heaven? I think the Bible is pretty clear that animals do not go to heaven. If we want to if we want to discuss details and continuity, we're gonna get into a real mess real quick. Welcome, Cherry. Welcome, Dr. Dweeb. Thank you for coming. Yeah, so many questions. Captain Slinky was right. He said that was a sequel / remake of the 1939 MGM film, A Peace on Earth. This one being called Goodwill to Men, and he was right. And it was produced by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. You could see the Hanna-Barbera style mice there. Welcome again. This is Keith at 50th Street Studio. Tonight we're going to watch The Great Rupert, George Pal film from 1950, starring Jimmy Durante and an animated dancing squirrel. And there will be songs. It'll be a Christmas movie. That much I know. I've not seen it. It's a black and white film, but the best quality video that I found was colorized, which normally I wouldn't show colorized films, but I'm okay with this one. So let's get started watching that. But first, I want to remind people to please donate. We have a goal of $100 every weekend. We're at 20. We got a donation from Ivory and one from Miranda earlier today. We had fun earlier today. And the cartoons were terrible. I'm talking about bad Saturday morning. They were especially bad earlier today. We watched superhero cartoons, or we tried to. I bailed on almost all of them. So the show was short. But yeah, we're at $20 for our $100 goal for the weekend. So please donate. There's a PayPal address here on screen where you can donate directly to. And in the Twitch chat, there's a link you can see to Streamlabs where you can donate and your name will come up on the screen. You've all seen that. You've all seen how that works. Okay, let's watch The Great Rupert. Larry, you still with us? We're going to start this film. It was evidently redistributed and repackaged under different names. Larry's still here. It was renamed A Christmas Wish at some point. Mr. Fox Guy, Mike, $20. Thank you so much. And $5 from James. Thank you, James. Glad to see you, James. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for your donation. I like this nice green color we've got here. The colorization works well on the cartoon characters. How are you, James? Good to see you, as always. So that brings us to $45? $45? That's great. We're almost halfway there. Larry, how much do you know about this film? Is there any trivia you can tell us? Home of the world's greatest entertainer, Rupert. Available for parties, shows, picnics.
This is it, Rupert. Our big chance. Maybe next week your name will go up in lights. Rupert, the talk of the town. You won't let me down, will you, Rupert? You'll do everything just like I taught you, huh? Ah, yes. Now how about a dress rehearsal? Here.
Larry says this was George Pal's first feature film.
You're on the stage. Stay right there when I tell you. Now get ready for our song and dance.
We've got 10 people watching. That's great.
1, 2. Squirrels adore the name, admire the fame of Rupert. He's in a class alone, the one and only Rupert. He jumps rope so gracefully, and you ought to see him climb a tree. Think of an acrobat and mister, that is Rupert. Think of a ballet star and you're not far from wrong. he taps his little toe and steals the show and takes your heart along. Now we've got to do the dance in unison, and it's got to be perfect, for everything depends on how we
Irie
do
says
it.
she wasn't expecting that. You weren't expecting the
All
animated.
set? Here we go. Phil, I'm so glad to see you.
Joe, how have you been?
Oh, not too good, but everything's going to change now. Here, sit down.
He didn't notice them come in.
Flo, this is Joe Mahoney. He used to work out of my father's office. And the best lion tamer in the business. Weren't you?
Go on with you.
Delighted, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Well, what's this new act that you wired me about?
Well, here it is. Now greet the man, Rupert.
You mean that's it?
That's it.
A squirrel?
Sure.
You wouldn't fool me, would you?
Oh, Bill, he's a great performer. Something like Rupert only happens once in a million years.
I'm sorry, Joe, but I'm not interested. He's not box office.
Come on, Annie, we're late.
Golly, what
Yeah,
a.
but Phil, you haven't seen what he can do.
Well, I've seen enough already. Joe, look. A lion is a big, savage beast. He's vicious, ruthless.
So the guy actually was a lion tamer. The guy wasn't exaggerating.
Darkest Africa.
Yeah,
he's box
Sherry, the
office.
lady's bored.
But a little pipsqueak thing like a squirrel that anybody can see any place in any part.
Golly, what a
any
jerk.
time is just Besides, he's so small they never see him from the balcony.
But, Phil, I tell you, Rupert is almost human.
Come on, honey, we're late.
But just a minute.
Golly.
Look, Joe, I'd love to give you a break. I know things have been tough, but, well, he just ain't box office.
Well, Dr. Dweeb says he's thinking of One Froggy Evening, the cartoon where the frog won't perform when other people are in the room. But apparently the squirrel doesn't have that problem, so.
Goodbye, Mr. Dingle. I'll pay every cent that I owe you.
You should, Mahoney, you should. Hey, Chief! Get a broom and pail and help me clean this place out!
It's nice and peaceful here, ain't it? You can breathe. Now take a good look around.
There's other squirrels.
Your new pals. Now I want you to go on and get acquainted with them. Come on. That's it. Now don't be stubborn about this. Go on. Oh, to be sure. It's a silly outfit. There you are. They would have laughed at you. Yes, I know. Now go on. Yes, I know you don't want to. Go on. I know you'll be happy here. I know they're going to love you. You'll be the life of the party, doing the somersaults and all the cute little tricks that I taught you. Go on, I tell you. Beat it, I tell you. Beat it, I tell you. What shall I do? It just ain't box office.
Papa, do you think we might have some money in that Chicago account?
Oh, I heard from that bank last week. I think I got the letter with me.
Now there's a whole homeless family?
Yeah, here it is. It says, Dear Mr. Amendola, this is the last monthly statement we will mail you. We feel it is hardly worth 3 cents to tell you have 2 cents. Let's get going.
That was a Jimmy Durante gag. That was seriously.
They'll have turkey for Christmas, packages under the tree.
Don't envy him, Rosalinda. I bet every one of them faced a Christmas like us at some time or another. And besides, it ain't Christmas yet. Who knows, old Saint Nick may have a bundle for us, too. But the trouble is we ain't got no address he can deliver 'em to.
Amendola, the Amendola Trio.
Joe Mahoney.
Joe, darling.
Now, don't tell me this is little Rosie.
Yeah, she's certainly growing fast. A little too fast. Why, it seems like only yesterday I bought her them shoes, and already she's complaining they're too small.
And with you, Amendola, how's the act been going?
Us? Great, sensational. Why, if I made any more money, I'd have to buy myself a wallet. And you know something, Joe?
No.
We've played the circuit so many times, just for a change. We booked the European tour.
Europe.
London, Paris, Budapest. And in India, we gave a performance the audience will never forget.
Why?
Because there were elephants.
No.
Please, a little respect for that joke. It's older than you. Oh, sorry, Joe. I see you haven't been doing so good, huh, Joe?
Well, to tell you the truth, it has been a little...
You don't have to tell me. It's the same with us. We haven't worked since Rosie cut her second teeth.
Joe, do you live around here?
I do. I did. I just moved out less than a half hour ago.
Oh, is the place rented yet?
I don't think so.
How much rent did you pay?
I didn't. But if you got $32, you can move right in.
How long did you live there without paying any rent?
6 months.
Just what we're looking for, something out of the high rent district. Joe, it's been good seeing you.
Yes, thank you.
And you must drop in and see us soon, Joe.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, wait for me. You better ask him where it is.
We ain't got no time. Oh, Joe. Where is it?
322 and a half Maple Street, just over there.
Come on back, it's this way.
Hey, wait for me.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back in the savage world of nature. Uh-oh. Wow. Dogs. Oh no, no, not the road. No. Somebody already moved in? Okay, so Rupert had a secret stash. Of course.
Pardon this unseemly protrusion, but after reading this sign, I took the liberty of removing it. I don't think you're going to need it anymore.
You want to rent this place?
Well, we might work something out if you don't drag lawyers into this.
Well, you better speak to my father about it. He's right next door.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
On second thought, I can handle this myself. Come in.
Be back in a minute.
Gosh, it's good to be home.
My name is Amendola.
My name is Pete Dingle.
Rosalinda.
Joe Mahoney sent us.
Oh? Well, that's okay with me, but don't mention it to my father. The rent will be $32 a month.
Well, I don't mind electric bulbs that are unfrosted. And I don't mind beds with springs that fight back. Or window shades that curl up like anchovies. But there's one thing I can't stand. Leaky faucets. Oh, mind?
Not at all.
Perfect. Well, Mama, you might as well start unpacking. This ain't exactly the bridal suite at the Waldorf, but who knows? If we give this place a good cleaning, we might find an extra room.
Good cleaning is right. Look at all those cobwebs.
Rosie, don't touch those cobwebs. They're probably holding the building together. Well, now that all the business has been taken care of, I'll...
What you say, Mr. Amendola, my father, unfortunately, wants his money in advance.
And a lucky man he is, too, your father. Having a son so gifted in the art of music.
Oh, I just
Tut,
fool around.
tut, I know. I, too, am a musician. And modesty compels me to admit that I play a pretty piano. And if necessary, I can even play an ugly one. Well, don't forget, feel free to drop in at any time.
Well, thanks very much. Now about the rent.
Oh, I think I'm going to like it here.
Well, I hope so.
Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to change.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, well, I'll see you later.
Well, Mama, I did it.
Hey, look, Pa, I forgot his tuba.
He'll be back. But if you don't, you can blow in it every night and announce dinner. You realize what I done? No rent in advance and a roof over our heads.
It's an awful big hole in the skylight.
So what? If it snows, we'll be the only ones in town who'll have a white Christmas inside the house and out.
Hello, Pete.
Hi, Dave.
Say, I think I got a letter for you.
Oh?
No, it's for your old man.
I'll give it to him.
Well, if I don't see you tomorrow, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah, Cherry. Cherry says I like Jimmy. Everybody likes Jimmy Durante.
Did you clean the place?
Clean it. I rented it.
Good. You can work if you make up your mind. Who'd you rent it to?
Their name is Amendola.
There?
Uh-huh.
How many are there?
Oh, just 3. They're awfully nice people.
Well, that's good for a change. I'll take the money.
There's a mother and a father and a daughter.
Okay, give me the $32.
And, you know, they didn't even ask for any redecorations or repairing anything. You know, that saves us a lot of money, Pa.
Uh-oh.
Pete, don't tell me you let them stay without paying.
Oh, you're going to get it. They're awfully nice people. A mother and a father and a daughter.
Yeah, you said that before. Look, son, I want that $32 right now. And if you don't get it, I'll go over and get it myself. And if I don't get it, out they go.
But, Pa, I gave my word of honor we'd wait a couple of days. You don't want to break your own son's word, do you?
Oh, there he goes again. Honor, charity, love thy neighbor, everything but money. Tell me, son, what did money ever do to you that you hated so much?
I'll get it. Oh, hello.
Hello. You forgot to give me the key.
The key? Oh, yes, the key. Here it is.
Thank you.
Hey, wait a minute. You're going to stay, aren't you?
Well, if my father...
Who is it, Pete?
Look, don't go away. I'll be right back.
Who was it?
Oh, the postman. It's for you.
National Security Bank. Now, one of those chiselers were.
Those chiselers one.
What is it?
Oh, just an advertisement.
Oh.
Nope. Nope, he's got a...
Katie, come here.
Frank, what is it?
Katie, that worthless gold mine I invested in 10 years ago is paying off.
Heavens, no.
Oh,
Here's a check for $1,500.
Gold mine.
And they say we're going to get the same amount each week from now on.
Mercy. It's the day before Christmas, too, Frank. It's money from heaven. We should go to church and pray.
Oh, yeah, sure. But first,
Sure,
I'll go down
sure.
to the bank and cash the check.
I know that apartment isn't what you folks have been used to. But, you know, with a little paint and fixing it up,
You mean you'll redecorate it?
Well, I'll speak to my father about it.
Oh, and Mother's been having a little trouble with the stove. It's awfully old.
Well, we'll see what we can do about that, too. Maybe get you another one.
A new stove. Is there somebody asleep in there?
My father. I mean, well, my father's a little reluctant about investing money. He has to be handled with kid gloves. Say, how about going for a walk?
Not in these shoes, I wouldn't. They pinch my feet.
We'll go get some others. I'll wait for you.
It'll be a long wait. I haven't any others.
Oh. Well, what size do you wear?
Dreaming of a size 4. Why?
Stay right where you are.
Not a word of this to a soul, Katie. Not anybody, especially that lazy son of yours. If he finds out about it, he'll blow that blasted tube for the rest of his life.
Mom, what size shoe you wear?
6'5".
Oh, never mind.
Now, don't you go buying shoes for me for Christmas, because I've got 2 pairs already.
Play that blasted tube for the rest of his life.
Isn't that nice of him? Not a nickel in his pocket and still thinking of buying me shoes.
Oh.
Just for that, Frank, I want you to buy a nice necktie for him and put it under the Christmas tree. He likes those hand-painted ones. I saw some perfectly lovely ones for only $5.
Hand-painted necktie.
$5, eh? I'll get some paint out of the attic and paint one myself.
They called it the Amendola Trio, the human pyramid.
There's lots of trivia coming up in the chat, in the Twitch chat, for people who want to know.
Like a little angel.
Sounds exciting.
Then Papa juggled, Mama sang, and I played the harp. Used to go for big. Only I started growing, Mama got heavier, and one day Papa's legs gave out.
You mean he dropped you?
4 times in 1 week. The 4th time, Mama broke her leg. You gotta hand it to Papa,
ouch.
though. He never broke a plate. He's a great juggler.
Rosalinda is played by Terry Moore, and James is pointing out that she was married to Howard Hughes from 1949 till his death in 1976. So at this point, she had just married Howard Hughes. That's kind of a nightmare. I don't.
Doing in the bank.
I've never been
Oh,
in a
she's
bank.
she's still alive. Mike says she's still alive.
Place.
We could go to price of the tree with $7. Yesterday, $4. Now, what am I bid? 40 cents. 40 cents. Who make it $1? $1.
I wish we were going to have a tree. Of course, with the moving and all.
She's
Talk
91.
enough about me.
Yeah.
Tell me about you. Where do you work?
I don't. Well, that is, I write music.
Oh, does it
How
pay?
old was she in 1949, 1950 when she made this? She must have
Did you
been
find one?
I've never
really
looked for
young.
one.
She looks like a
What do you do for
teenager.
money?
I don't need money.
But suppose you were walking along with a girl and she wanted a malted milk. What would you do?
Well, that would be pretty embarrassing.
Oh, I'm sorry I said that, Pete. Come on, let's go home.
All right,
Yeah, if
folks,
she's
it's
91
$2
now, then
Now,
she
what
had
do
to have
I
been
bid for this
20.
one? 40 cents. $1.50. $1.50. Do I hear two? $1.50 once, $1.50 twice. Sold to this gentleman for $1.50. And now for the last tree. All right, folks, it's your last chance. What am I bid for this one? 40 cents. 75 cents. 75 cents. Do I hear $1? $1? Will someone make it $1? 75 cents once, 75 cents twice. $1. $1 I've got. $1 once, twice. Sold to this gentleman for $1. Here you are, buddy.
Say, mister, would it be all right if I pay you 40 cents now and the balance later?
Sure, sure. Just take the elevator up to the 18th floor. That's our credit department. This is a cash sale, buddy. Do you want the tree or don't you? Hey, wait. Look, you can have the tree. Give me the 40 cents.
Oh, thanks. I'll pay you the rest as soon as I can.
I'll give you a week. If you don't pay it up by then, I'll find out where you live and take the tree back.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Why didn't you leave it at the bank while you were there?
At the bank. Katie, you're not serious after all that happened to our little savings in 1929? Nope, sirree. They're never going to get any of my money again.
Yeah.
I'm going to hide it right in this house.
Uh-oh.
Katie, you better run over to the church and say that little prayer now.
Frank, you're sending me away because you want to keep the hiding place a secret from me.
Oh, no, it isn't you, Katie. It's Pete. You're too soft-hearted with that boy. I'm afraid that
What's the use of money anyway if you hide it? Money's for buying things, to enjoy life, to have some pleasure.
Ah, that's a lot of hooey. Money is for security, not to worry about the future, to enjoy sleep.
All right, Frank,
To
I'm
enjoy
going.
sleep?
And I don't care if you stick that blasted money up the chimney and let it smoke till it smells like a ham butt.
Like a ham butt. Okay. Human pyramid. So she broke her leg at one point.
How long is it going to be? Moving from one place to another, always moving, never having a place to call our home. Believe me, Lord, we've tried so hard. We've tried everything. Everything. But it's so difficult to find a job for a human pyramid.
Well,
You're
yeah.
our only hope. to you. Please.
Oh, wow. Literally prying up the... I see somebody's stash of nuts there. So many opportunities for comedy and mix-ups here. What's he doing with the drill? Yeah, Mike. Mr. Furley walks in right now. Hey, what's the purpose of drilling a hole? People who would have started watching this movie
Christmas.
just like 2 minutes ago would be like, what the hell?
Buy some little gifts. Not even a pair of shoes for Rosalinda.
Oh, those $100 bills?
She must have those shoes, Lord. She needs them real bad. Thank you. Thank you.
What was that, $1,000? Well, at least. Did they not believe in banking? Yeah, Cherry. He was explaining to his wife just a minute ago. She said, "Why don't you put this in the bank?" He said, "After we lost all that money in the crash in '29."
Tell me, Rosalinda, you still play the harp?
Sure, why?
Well, I think I'll compose something just for the harp and tuba. And I'm
Harp
gonna
and
call it
tuba, wow.
The Melody of Two Orphan Instruments.
That's a cute title. Do you think they'll go together?
I don't know, but I'm hoping.
Uh-oh.
Papa, wait.
He was just going to turn around and leave.
But I don't understand. A tree, presents.
And look at it, Papa. A turkey and cranberry sauce and plum pudding and candy and nuts. And look, brand new shoes.
Wow, they were busy.
I don't understand. You couldn't have won it on a quiz program. We haven't got any phone.
No, Papa, I didn't win anything.
Mama, your wedding ring. You didn't hock your...
No, I didn't hug anything. All I did...
I know. You wired that drummer in Boston who had a crush on you. That sheik with the patent leather shoes and tuxedo. I remember what he said when we announced our engagement. If ever you needed anything...
Papa, that was 22 years ago.
I don't care if it was 100 years ago. I never trusted a guy with a tuxedo, especially a rented one.
Oh, let Mom explain, Papa.
No, the money didn't come from him. It came from...
It came from Jesus.
You better sit down.
Better loosen your collar, Papa.
Rosalinda, bring Papa a glass of water. Papa, you love me, don't you?
Of course I love you.
And you trust me? You'd believe me if I told you something, wouldn't you? Even if nobody else in all the world would believe me, you would believe me, wouldn't you, Papa?
Sure I would, Mama.
Well, I was sitting right here in this chair, and I was praying. And, well, this money, $1,500.
$1,500.
Come floating right down through the hole in the skylight.
$1,500? From heaven?
You do believe me, don't you, Papa?
If you said it, I gotta believe you.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Papa. Merry Christmas, Papa.
You see, Rosie? I told you old St. Nick wouldn't forget us. All we needed was an address.
Yeah, Mike says I would think Jesus would send
Frank,
pennies
this
instead of paper
perfume is
currency.
lovely. Dangerous.
Sherry says, "Oh God, the
Such a
pennies!
big bottle.
$1,500 worth of
Must have
pennies.
cost
Yeah,
at
that
least
would be."
$10.
It's not that dangerous.
Oh, this is a terrific tie, Dad. Thanks again. Did you see the watermelons, Mom? They're hand-painted.
Now, who's that?
I suppose a hand-painted tie you
Merry
can't
Christmas,
clean.
young man. Merry Christmas. Wavy coming?
Oh, why, of course. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Why, Mr. Amendola, we have the exact same ties on.
It could be a lot worse if we were girls wearing the same dresses.
What?
Oh, Mom, Dad, this is Mr. and Mrs. Amendola and their daughter, Rosalinda.
How do you do?
We're your new tenants. And the Yuletide season being upon us, we thought we'd drop in and pay you a visit.
To pay what?
A visit, Frank, a visit.
Oh. Well, make yourselves comfortable.
Oh, do sit down, Mrs. Amendola.
I'm glad you brought your harp, Rosalinda.
Can we put it right over here?
Yes.
That's a nice tree you got there, Mr. Dingle. Where did you get it? Molinari's?
Uh-huh.
Maybe we ought to go down there next week and make our payments together.
Payments. Speaking of payments, Mr. Amendola, just what do you do for a living?
Doesn't the name of Amendola suggest nothing to you? You surely must have seen us perform someplace. Florida in the racing season, Lake Placid in the winter season, or perhaps Africa in the malaria season. Yes, sir, Dingle. Someday you'll be able to say the Amendolas were your tenants.
If I don't get my rent money, I'll be able to say that tomorrow.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Dingle. Now, if you'll just hang your sock on the mantle, I'll drop in 3 months' rent. Keep the $4 change.
3 months' rent in advance. Mr. Amendola, we're so glad you folks dropped in on us. Katie, get Mr. Amendola a chair and some coffee and some
I
cake.
suspected he was going to do
Where's
that.
the Christmas spirit?
That's right. Where is the Christmas spirit? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Ah, I love the excitement of Christmas. I'll never forget one Christmas Eve when I was a kid. I hung my stocking up on the mantle, went to bed, and when I woke up the next morning, what do you think I found in my stocking? My father's foot. Jingle bells, jingle all soft. Oh, what fun it is to ride soft. Jingle bells, Wait a minute. Another odd burst like that, Mr. Dingle, and I'll hide your electric trains. Jingle bells, jingle all soft. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open soft. How do you like that? There's a guy going in business for himself. Wait a minute. All together. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. This is wonderful. Now, isn't it a shame that Christmas comes but once a year? Wouldn't it be nice if it came around twice, spreading hope and good cheer? Just when everyone forgets goodwill to men, that's the time for jingle bells to chime again. Now isn't it a shame that Christmas comes but once a year? Now isn't it a shame that Christmas comes?
Larry, was this an original song for this film?
This is gonna develop into a long and beautiful friendship, even closer than Damon and Petilius. Now isn't it a shame that Christmas comes but once a year? You'll notice Rosalinda brought her hop along, and she didn't bring it to slice hard-boiled eggs. All right, Rosalinda.
Here you are, Rosalinda.
Thank you.
Oh, I finished the melody for 2 orphan instruments. Want to try it?
Sure. Set the music right over here, Pete.
Okay. There you are.
Thanks.
Ready?
Yes, uh-huh.
I don't want my wife to hear this, but the stage has always fascinated me. Don't you think I got a very fine singing voice?
Why, the bathtubs of the world are full of singers, Mr. Dingle. But did you ever hear of anyone doing a backflip in a bathtub? No. And you know the reason why? Because only a few of us are acrobats.
Oh, acrobats, I'd just love to learn a few tricks. I'm always so dull when company comes. I can't do a thing. Can you teach me a few things?
Why, I'd be glad to teach you. If you got anything around here we could rig up like a teeter-board?
A seesaw?
Yeah.
Oh, I think so. Let me see.
What?
How about a table leaf?
You got one? Yeah. Go get it.
Yeah, Cherry, the mix is weird. But it's nice. Yeah, I like the music.
Great. Now get me a glass of water.
Yeah, playing any brass instrument in close quarters like that is going to be.
Why, this trick is so simple.
It's gonna be problematic.
When she was only 3 years old. Now you get up in that chair.
This is
I'll
a weird
stand down at this end,
contrivance
place the glass
here.
of water on my head, and when I say go, you jump down at that end. I will then do a back somersault, light a cigarette in midair, and land in that chair without spilling one drop of
Okay,
water.
what's the gag?
Ready? Ready. Go! Try mates.
What was that all about?
That's so pretty, Pete. And he wrote it himself.
How well he plays the tuba.
Oh, it's lovely, Pete.
So are you. Gosh, Rosalinda, your hair, your dress. Gosh, you're beautiful.
Thank you, Pete. May I have this, Pete?
Yeah, Mr. Fox Guy, where's
I
the
wrote it
squirrel?
for you.
We came for the squirrel.
Look, somebody's coming to see us in a beautiful car.
Rosalinda, go down and see who it is. It might be somebody important.
Yes?
Oh, hello. Is Joe Mahoney home?
Well, he's moved away.
He has. Well, do you know where he went?
Well, I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, that's great. Well, what'll I do with this Christmas present I brought him? Here, it's yours.
But
Go ahead. Go
but
ahead.
I
it's
really
all right.
don't.
Oh, it's just fruit and things. You live here?
Yes?
Alone?
With my parents.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Anything I can do for you?
Well, my name is Phil Davis. I'm a friend of Joe Mahoney's, and I just...
Phil Davis, the agent?
Yes, that's me.
Believe me, this is a pleasure. My name is Amendola. You've heard of the Amendola Trio, haven't you? You know, the human pyramid. Come in. Come in. Now, don't pay any attention to this apartment, Mr. Davis. We just moved in yesterday. Not much of a place, but for certain reasons, it fascinates me. Oh,
What?
Mr. Davis, take a look at this poster. You're gazing on one of the greatest vaudeville acts of its time. And the only reason we disbanded was because of my little daughter's rapid maturity.
Oh, yeah, I can see what you mean.
Oh, Mr. Davis, I was just thinking, I can work alone. Why, I can out-juggle anyone in the business. And you know something? I can juggle 25 plates with one hand. And with the other hand, I pick up the broken ones. Just a little joke I used in the act. Now, if you give me your undivided attention...
Uh-oh. Are these walnuts going to start disappearing? Yep.
Say, that's good. That's great. How'd you do it?
Huh?
How'd you do it?
What? Oh, that's a trade secret.
Do it again.
Oh, yes, do it again, Papa.
Rosalinda, you know that great Amendola never repeats twice.
She's egging him on.
Well, that's
Yeah,
very
do it again,
clever.
Dad.
I'll try and book you, Mr. Amendola.
Sure.
Now, how about you?
About me?
Yeah.
Yeah, put your eyes back in your head.
I'm sorry to butt in, but the coffee's ready.
Oh,
You know, a girl with your looks and figure should be in the limelight, and I'm just the man who can put you there.
Said he as
Uh-oh.
he twirled his black mustache and eyed the proud beauty.
Who's he?
please. You were saying, Mr. Davis.
Well, a girl like you should have a decent place to live. Not a dump like this.
What's good enough for my mother and father is...
It's hardly good enough for a raving beauty like you. And Mr. Davis here is
Please.
just... Well, the coffee's ready. It's getting cold, and so is the cake.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Davis is a very important Broadway agent.
Broadway chiseler.
I beg your pardon. What was that?
Oh, I know the type. Promises young girls expensive clothes, diamonds, furs, anything to make an impression.
He didn't say those things, you did.
Well, he was going to.
What right has he
Love
got to call me a
triangle.
chiseler? Why,
Dr.
he doesn't even
Dweeb.
know me.
Dr.
think
Dweeb
he's
says
jealous.
love triangle. I don't think it's a love triangle.
Oh, maybe he's got a case. Say, it's Christmas and I'm all alone. How about me taking you out to a Chinese dinner tonight?
Well, I'm sorry, but I'd love to. Father, may I go out with Mr. Davis?
You better ask your mother.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Threw 5 nuts up and only 4 came down. This defies the laws of gravity.
He's going to discover the human squirrel up there. What about the poor guy sleeping on the park bench for the last 2 nights?
Midnight. She isn't home yet.
Mama, stop worrying. Nothing can happen to her. She's not alone. She's with a man. Mama, another miracle happened
Well.
this afternoon.
A miracle.
I tried to juggle a few walnuts. One didn't come down. It just disappeared.
Mercy me.
This is a strange house. Money comes down and walnuts go up. But I guess that's better than money going up.
They're in
and
the
walnuts
poltergeist
coming down.
house.
I don't know what to make of it.
They're here. Yeah, Rupert's got it made. He's back in his old place. He doesn't have to put on clothes and dance.
Katie.
Yeah, Mike, the tree was reading their lips.
I've been thinking about that Amendola family. Why should people who can afford to pay 3 months rent in advance want to live in a dump like that?
Frank, last night you couldn't sleep because they didn't pay their rent. Tonight you can't sleep because they did. For goodness sake, stop worrying and go to sleep.
Oh, wow. Snazzy convertible. Oh, golly.
Why don't you check out of this town? Come to New York. Things can happen to you there, Rosie.
Oh, let's not start that again, Phil,
Oh, I'm
please.
crazy about
This
you,
isn't
Rosie.
New York?
I'll do anything for you.
Do you know any music publishers, Phil?
Sure, dozens of them. Why?
Well, I wrote some music. I think it's beautiful. If you could take it
Well,
to
I
some...
didn't know you were a composer. Melody for 2 orphan instruments by Peter Dingle. Who's Peter Dingle?
Oh, you see, well, I put a man's name on it because I knew no one would even look at it if they knew a girl wrote it.
Wait, is she...
I'll see what I can do.
Is she
If it's any good,
willfully
I'll try and
stealing
have it
his
published.
Oh, thanks a lot,
composition?
Phil. Well,
Or is she just using that as a distraction? If
see you tomorrow.
If she was using that as a distraction to get out of the car, I would forgive it somewhat, but that was disturbing. Where did he go? Where is he? Is this somebody we haven't seen before? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to wake you up, Mr. Haggerty.
Well, what's the matter, Pete? Somebody sick?
Yeah, me. I want that job.
Well, do you want to start right now, or can you wait till tomorrow morning?
I'm sorry. I was afraid somebody else might get it. You see, Mr. Haggerty, I need money.
Wait, what's going on? Carol is thinking, I thought she did as a favor to the guy upstairs. Maybe.
Bend closer, laddie boy. This is for your ears alone. I got a sure thing in the 6th at California today. Cut me in on 40% of the winnings and I'll give it to you. This one can't lose. It'll win in a walk.
Yeah, and while our horse is walking, the others will be running. If you have another hot tit, Mulligan, leave it under the plate.
Yes, sir?
What's your best cigar?
Oh, I got some good ones back here. Quarter apiece.
Quarter apiece. How much does a whole one cost? It's just a little joke.
About as little as I've heard.
Pete.
Wow, look at what she's wearing.
Hello.
Hi. What'll it be?
I didn't know you worked here, Pete.
Oh, that's strange. It was in all the papers.
You remember once you told me you were opposed to work.
Sure. I even remember I couldn't buy a certain girl a cool drink in a drugstore. Now, not only can I buy it, but serve it, too. What'll it be?
Pete, you took this job on account of me.
The girl I'm referring to only wanted a molded milk.
Can we go now? Oh, it's you. Let's go, honey.
I'd like a molded milk, Phil.
Not in this dump, please.
Goodbye.
So long.
I'm not sure what's going on.
That Billy's sure to wind up in the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
How much time has gone by? Is this the next morning? I don't...
How's that for a bargain? Only $49.50.
But, Papa, what do we want with a polar bear rug?
This isn't an ordinary polar bear. Just watch. All you gotta do is twist the tune and... Music. It's
What?
also a radio. You gotta tune this for shortwave.
But we don't need it.
Sure we do. It lends an air of quality to the place. Mama, what's a real home
Air of
without
quality.
a polar bear?
But we must stop buying things. That $500 you have left has got to last.
We've only got 500 left. My God.
I'm glad you brought that up.
You spent $1,000 in 1950?
We bought these few pieces of furniture off. Well, I stopped by there today to look at the little piano we were talking about. And you know something? He isn't doing so well.
Oh, Papa, I hope you didn't.
It's not his fault that business is bad. Naturally, with the banks leaning on the place and no one to turn to.
$500.
Oh, Papa, all our lives you've been doing this. Whenever we get a little ahead, you'll meet someone who's in trouble and you just melt like chocolate in a baby's hand.
I couldn't help it. He needed it. But, Mama, we got nothing to worry about. We still got that $100 I gave you yesterday.
No. I mailed that money away for the unpaid bills we left in Chicago.
That puts us right back where we were a week ago.
That's right. All you gotta do is do what you did a week ago. Pray.
Well, I am praying every hour of the day, but if it's more money you want me to pray for...
Why not, Mother? It's worth a try.
Oh, God.
Well, I just wouldn't have the nerve to ask again. Besides, it's selfish.
But Papa just told us he helped somebody with it. That wasn't selfish.
And besides, all you gotta do is ask and let heaven make up its own mind.
Well, even if I could remember the prayer...
You must remember, Mother. The same thing you said before.
Well, I don't know. All I recall saying is that Rosalinda needs shoes. But now she doesn't need shoes. She has 4 pair already.
But, Mama, when you say she needs shoes, that doesn't mean she really needs them. It's like stage hands in the theater playing dice. A guy says, baby needs a new pair of shoes. That doesn't mean she needs them. It's just a disfigurement of speech.
All right. Bring me the little old rocker.
I'll get it.
I was sitting in it when it happened.
Yeah, this is a flimsy,
Say it.
flimsy
Please
money-making
help
scheme
us.
here.
Rosalinda needs shoes. She needs them real bad.
Oh, yeah, he's stuffing more money in there. Oh. Larry says it makes more sense in black and white.
It's no use, Mama.
Is it actually going to happen
Prayer won't
again?
be answered.
Maybe it has been answered. And the answer is no.
Yeah, the answer's no.
Life's grateful anyhow.
Once again, if somebody started watching only like 3 or 4 minutes ago, they'd be like, whoa!
Please forgive me for telling a lie.
Oh,
Rosalinda doesn't need
this is just going to reinforce the delusion. It's coming down. Sherry says, how did they lose all their money again? They spent it. They spent it all.
Exactly $1,500 again. Now all you gotta do is sit in that old rocker.
And Jimmy gave their last $500 away to somebody who needed it. You know, he's doing a nice thing, but...
It's funny how simple life can be.
But I'm wondering again, where's the old guy who moved out of here at the beginning and who's been sleeping on the park benches in the snow? Oh, he's just stuffing money in there.
It's coming down.
Yeah, Mike, you're right. We lost a significant story thread. Petrushka and Amendola Bakery. Did he invest in the bakery?
Hello, Petrushka.
Here's your bread and cake, Mr. Amendola.
Yep.
Oh, and here's a check. Your share of all profits for this month.
Well, well. You cast your dough upon the waters, it circulates, and it comes back strawberry shortcake. Thanks, partner.
Thank you, Mr. Amendola.
Who was it, Papa?
Petrushka, our baker. Oh, Mama. Look. This is our share of the month's profit.
Oh,
How much did we decide to contribute to buy shoes for European children?
$600. Why?
Well, deposit this, and we can make it 1,000.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, Mike. So the Amendolas live the high life while their landlords go poor.
He lives in a stable and sleeps in the straw. The guy doesn't work. It don't add up. Where does he get the money?
Gave $2,500 for European children. What line of business is he in?
Nobody knows.
Read all about it. Local man gives thousands to charity. Read all about it.
When they moved in, they didn't have a nickel to their name. 2 months later, he buys a shipload of shoes for farm kids. Now, how do you figure that?
I'd like a super-duper, triple-decker banana delight.
Coming up.
You know what I think? He's printing his own money right there in that shack of yours, Mr. Dingle.
Well, I hate gossip, but I just heard from a friend of mine whose wife told him, and she swears it's true, that Amendola is a big gangster in hiding. And if I was you, Mr. Dingle, I'd notify the police right away.
Notify the FBI. I saw it in a movie. Someone should write them an anonymous letter.
Sure, write anonymous letters. Report him to the police. Put him in jail. The guy has to be punished because he has a big heart.
Oh, pipe down, Pete. I told you never to argue with the customers.
Sorry.
I think it's all a lot of hooey. You know what I heard? A man comes to see the pretty Amendola girl every day in a big car.
We can't hear you.
Louder. A man comes to see their daughter every day in a big car.
That's true. He's a Broadway agent. What about him?
You like a little, strawberry?
Sure. He's the individual that floods Amendola with money on account of that girl.
Some whipped cream.
Love it. That's what I say about actors. People like the Amendolas can contaminate a whole community, just like one rotten apple in a barrel.
Wow.
Oh, I forgot the cherry.
What'll it be?
Bourbon and water.
Hi, Pete.
Oh, hi.
Say, I had dinner at the drugstore. And I heard you pushed a chocolate sundae into a perfectly good customer's kisser. Is it true?
No, it was a banana delight.
You're hurt, Pete. Who hurt you, boy?
Nobody. I just counted my money, and I discovered I was 16 cents short of my first million. That makes me sad.
Listen, Pete. If you're open for a proposition, I know how to make some real dough. Get this. A friend of mine... Look, Eddie, why don't you make like a ballerina and dance away? Here, stick this in the jukebox and play something loud. This friend of mine is drilling for oil in California. He's down 9,000 feet. Got 500 more to go.
So now it's oil stocks. Don't you ever give up, Mulligan?
But, Pete, for only 2 G's, you can grab yourself 20% interest and become a millionaire in no time.
Are you out of your mind? Where would I get $2,000?
How about asking your old man?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. My father gets a small pension. He's very happy if he can make ends meet.
That's what you think, Junior. My brother-in-law, who happens to be a policeman at the bank, says that old man of yours has been cashing pretty large checks for weeks now.
Now, wait a minute. I did see him coming out of the bank once. And he gets a letter from them every week.
You see? All you have to do is ask him to back you. What father could refuse such a proposition?
Tell me, Mulligan, is this really on the level?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll introduce you to my friend. He'll show you the papers. And besides, he'll give you all the security you want.
I'll see you tomorrow.
There must be a screw loose in your head. Who's got 2,000? What 2,000?
Pa, I know you have it. You've been seen in the bank cashing large checks lately.
That's a lie. Now get out. I don't want to hear any more about it.
But I'll pay you back. I'll repay you 10 times over.
But I haven't got it, I tell you. I haven't got it.
Pa, you must give it to me. You simply must.
Get out, you crazy fool. Get out before I break that blasted tube over your head. Get out.
Mike says Pa Dingle is bankrolled by Mr. Potter. I don't know. Mr. Potter was genuinely rich. Dingle is Dingle is small potatoes.
I'll take you to the door.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Sure you get in all right?
Sure. beautiful night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mind if I join you?
No, not at all. I want to talk to you.
What is it, Pete?
Well, that is, I have no right to say this, but
Oh, say it anyhow, Pete. It might be something I'd like to hear.
well, it's the money your father's spending. They think it's coming from Davis.
From Phil?
It's interesting. The director is.
Well, you don't believe that, do you, Pete? I can see how anyone might get a wrong impression. About Phil and me, I mean.
The director was choosing to show us the backs of their heads when they were
I explained
talking.
to you about the money because there just isn't any explanation, but...
Well, there's no need for one. Not about Davis or the money or anything.
Then what is it, Pete? Why are we sitting here like this when all you have to say is...
Well,
Oh, what's the use, Rosalinda? All right, suppose I am in love with you. That's not enough. $2,000 plus more luck than I dare hope for. And we might be able to do something about it.
A marriage license only costs $2.
Yeah, but
Wow.
how could we live?
We could manage.
did she just propose?
How? By putting windows in my tuba and converting it into a Quonset hut?
My mother and father didn't have a penny when they were married. And Papa says that that was the happiest time in their whole lives.
Very true.
Yeah, that's great. But I can't even juggle.
You'll have to take that up the first thing in the morning.
Why must we have $2,000?
It's an oil deal. And it might come in. And then again, it might not. But if it did, what's the use trying to dream my way out of it?
Pete, maybe Papa could lend you the money.
Maybe.
But $2,000?
You can ask him.
I'm sorry, Rosalinda. I'm superstitious about borrowing money that comes from heaven.
Yeah, Mike, he's got the Ricky Gervais hair. Wait, what? What? I think I missed what the insult was. Where's the squirrel? I want the dancing squirrel again.
Oh, Pete.
Oh, Mr. Amendola.
I couldn't help overhearing you and Rosalinda talking out here. It's not that I was eavesdropping or that I meant to listen. It was just that I had to get up and fill my cold water bottle. You see, my feet get very hot at night.
I hope we didn't disturb you.
What disturbs me is this idea you got about Rosalinda and this guy Davis. Believe me, there's nothing to it. Why, if you'd look with your heart instead of your eyes, you could see where our best intentions are.
Look, Mr. Amendola, it isn't Rosalinda, it's me.
Sure.
That was an odd little edit there.
what you said
That
about
close up on Jimmy
broke.
Durante.
And if you ask me, I think your get up and go is got up and went. What you need is confidence. And listen.
You see, there it is again.
$2,000. I'd be very glad.
That looks like a modern.
Take your money, Mr. Amendola.
This is a modern
Of course,
re-edit
the oil
here,
might come in, but right now it's just a hole in the ground in California.
So
and
what?
very clumsy.
Uncle Sam put the money in a hole in the ground, and it turned out to be Fort Knox. And I can take a risk, too. But let's talk about it in the morning.
That was bizarre.
Mama, where's Rosalinda?
Went for a walk with the boy next door. You know, Papa, I think that's getting serious.
Serious? Oh, they might get married and have a couple of kids. But that's as far as it'll go.
But that's as far as it'll go. Okay.
Mama, remember this?
Vaguely. Some boy who was courting me used to sing it to me 22 years ago. it the wealthy cattleman from Montana or that drummer from Boston?
Mama, that was me.
Of course it was, Papa. And I've been singing myself to sleep with it ever since. Sing it, Papa.
Take an L, take an O, and take a B.
Okay, we need to kill another 3 or 4 minutes here so Jimmy sings a song.
Another W. Take a park, a bench beneath the tree.
I remember.
To that LV, then add an E. Take a girl, a ring, a little I do. A house in the country for just me and you. And then soon there will be 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, Mike Rupert needs to fire his agent. Yeah, we want Rupert. What's this? They're racing to the door.
Yes, gentlemen.
We're not together. I'm Lieutenant Saunders, police. I'm looking for a man named Louis Amendola.
That's me.
I'm Inspector Taney, Bureau of Internal Revenue. May I come in?
Sure. Sure.
I can see why later distributors renamed it.
What did you do, Papa?
Because Dr. Dweeb was pointing out the title character and he hardly appears.
After hours. Gentlemen, this is my wife. Well, now all we need is the FBI. Oh, pardon me.
Callahan, FBI. Are you Mr. Amendola?
Yes, sir. Won't you come in?
Thanks.
Me and my big fat mouth.
The door swings outwards.
Mr.
It's
Amendola,
uncomfortable.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Do you mind? I was here first. Mr. Amendola, the Department of Internal Revenue would like some information regarding your source of income.
What income?
We got a report.
Please. May I? We have a report showing you've been spending large sums of money, the source of which is not indicated in your previous income tax reports. We're a little curious, Mr. Amendola, to know where the money's coming from.
We saved a lot when we were the human pyramid. And I took that money and I invested it wisely. I'll have you know that I've majored in economics at Krampus College.
Krampus? I never heard of that college.
Why, that's like saying you never heard of Joe Trunkus.
Who's he?
He's the president of Krampus.
Mr. Amendola, we're not interested in your education. We just want to know where you're getting the money.
All right, gentlemen. I'll tell you the truth.
Carol, you're right. That's Mr. Drucker from Green Acres.
When I was only 2 days old, my nurse turned her back while I was making a change, and I was stolen from the cradle by a band of starving gypsies. And a few months ago, the king of the gypsies came and told me who my father was.
Frank Cady. Yep, that's him.
I see you don't believe me. All right.
I wanted to hear the rest of that story.
I was down at the beach digging with my pail and shovel, when suddenly my shovel struck the top of an iron-bound chest.
Pirate's treasure, eh?
That's right.
That does it. Look here, Amendola. You've been reported for everything from swiping tires off of baby carriages to operating your own mint. Now, what's your racket?
Please leave him alone. Why can't we tell him the truth, darling? It's so simple.
All right, lady. What is the truth?
Where does the money come from?
From
That explains everything.
But it's the truth. It comes straight from heaven. $1,500 every week.
On the dot.
I like the one about the pirates just better.
Yeah.
Come on, Amendola. Let's get on and tell it to the boys at the station.
I wanted to hear the one about the King of the Gypsies.
Now, Mrs. Amendola, how can you prove it?
It's easy. I put this old rocking chair in the middle of the room. Sit down there and say a little prayer. And when I say, Rosalinda needs shoes.
The money comes down like rain.
All right, Mrs. Amendola, show us. Pull up the chair and say the prayer.
Wait a minute. She can't do it today. The miracle happens on Thursday, between 3 and 3:30.
All right, we'll be here Thursday at 3.
Thursday at 3.
Yeah, Dr. Dweeb is asking where's their warrant. So does Rupert have a door on his
My veracity.
hole in the wall? Doubting my veracity. He looks at her.
Look.
Bayfield and Amendola Furniture. Amendola Cleaners. Murphy and Amendola.
And I hear they're both doing tremendous business.
They are, eh? All right, come on, let's go.
He's gonna own every business on the street.
Look.
Yeah, Rupert works in mysterious ways.
How's business, Mr. Molinari?
Couldn't be better, Mrs. Dingle. More orders than we can take care of.
Come on, Katie, let's go.
Clever man, that Amendola. Pretty soon he'll own the whole town. You could have done the same thing if you'd invested your money instead of hiding it. Mom's an Amendola garage. Look at that.
No, I won't look. And don't stop every second. I'm getting tired of this thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to raise Amendola's rent again. As of today. Come on.
Frank.
He's been raising the rent.
To the increased cost of living, I must raise the rent of this place.
Again?
This is the 8th time you've raised the rent since we moved in, Mr. Dingle. You're forcing me to join Landlords Anonymous.
Well, you can move out if you want to.
Let's not be too hasty, Mr. Dingle. You might be right. Maybe the cost of living
Yeah,
hasn't
Mike
increased.
Mushnick and
I would
Amendola's
know.
florist,
I haven't
right?
done today's shopping yet. How much more do you want?
$30.
$30, $125 a month? Why, it's robbery.
Well, if you think that, you can start packing right now.
Oh, he didn't mean that, Mr. Dingle. Did you, Papa?
Of course not. I apologize, Mr. Dingle. Why, for only $125 a month? Where else could you find a place where the sunshine comes streaming through the keyhole all day?
You're right. You can't take advantage of me like you've been doing with a lot of bankrupt shop owners.
Now, look here, Dingle. I only helped those fellas out because no one else would. And besides, I'm not making money on all those investments. For instance, your son's oil venture. I'll surely lose the $2,000 I invested in that.
You deserve to. He couldn't take me for a sucker. I wouldn't give him a nickel.
If you did, you'd probably shortchange him, you tight old buzzard.
Oh, that's done it. Another word out of you and I'll punch you in the nose.
Why, I'll...
Oh, Papa, Mr. Dingle. Why, you two should be friends.
Wasn't he gonna teach him some acrobatics?
They love one another. Papa, who knows, they might get married someday.
Yeah, Mr. Fox
No
had a
son
doughy
of
man
mine will
fight.
ever marry a girl with your daughter's reputation. Now, why, get out! Get out! Get out!
Reputation.
Papa, the chair. It's broken.
Get me some nails and glue. I'll fix it. Hurry. It's almost time to pray.
Superstitious people, they gotta have the chair just right. No money this week.
We are sorry to inform you that... Katie!
Yes, Frank?
Our gold mine is exhausted. There'll be no more checks in.
Let's get going, Amanda.
Yeah,
It's
whoops,
almost 3:30.
Dr. Dweeb. Whoops.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike, this looks like a job for Godfrey, yeah. This looks like the...
Say it.
This looks like the house from I Dream of Jeannie now.
Rosalinda needs
They've really
shoes.
fixed it up.
Gentlemen, a little patience. $1,500 is a lot of money. Sometimes we gotta ask twice. Try it again, Mama. Try it again.
Is that a cameraman?
Rosalinda needs shoes.
Once again. Once again.
Rosalinda needs shoes.
What?
I guess you're right, Mama.
We've only got 10 minutes left in this movie. We need to see some Rupert saving the day.
I threw away $1,500 a week when I threw this chair.
It's not the chair. We have no excuse to ask for any more.
You're right, Mama. But we're doing all right now. There's a lot of poor people praying in this world. Now it's their time for miracles.
Walnut on the head again. Oh, a cigarette. He does have a door.
I'm moving out of this shack the first thing tomorrow morning. Now even my cigarettes don't come down.
I'm afraid you're not going to have to wait till the first thing tomorrow morning. You're beginning to move now. Down to the station.
Not so fast, Lieutenant. This is a tax matter. He goes with me.
Wait a minute, both of you. I don't know what kind of a matter this is, but he's going with me for general questioning.
You can question him at the station house.
I don't want to question him at your station house. I want to question him at my field office.
I don't care where either one of you question him. Right now, he's going with me.
Over my broken and splintered body, he is.
I have no objection to taking him over your broken and splintered body. What do you think of that?
Gentlemen, let's have cooperation. Let him go with me.
Good night, Pete.
Good night, Rosalind.
White collar fight.
Mama, what's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing, Rosalinda. These gentlemen don't quite understand where we're getting our money from. So I'm going downtown and explaining.
Yeah, Dr. Dwee, what charge? What exactly is the
Is there
charge?
anything I can do, Mr. Amendola?
Oh, yeah. Pardon us a moment, will you? Look, Pete, I don't know how long I'm going to be gone. Kind of keep an eye on things around here till I get back, will you?
Oh, sure. But there's trouble. Is it serious?
There's nothing to it. With time off for good behavior, I may only get life. All right, gentlemen, whose car do I go in?
Mine.
Oh, no, wait.
Decided inside.
I smell smoke.
Uh-oh. Oh, yikes. Oh, geez, Rupert, get out of there.
Amendola's in serious trouble. Maybe the $2,000 would help him. You've got to give it to me.
I think you should, Frank. After all, if Mr. Amendola helps Pete.
Help him how? To make an idiot out of himself by giving him $2,000 for that crook Belligan. I won't do it, I tell you. I won't give Amendola one penny. Let him fry in his own fat. He belongs to jail anyhow.
But, Dad, this is important.
Frank, you're just a hard-hearted, money-hoarding.
Tell it to him. I'm going upstairs where I don't have to listen to either one of you.
Dude, the house is on fire. No! You couldn't run right back downstairs?
Come on, Dad. No, I gotta get the money. Forget your money. He is in the hole behind the bed.
Yeah, Rupert started the fire. Yeah. I'm not sure what this is all about. But Rupert has to save the day.
Of Mr. Jimmy Durante show.
Did he just reference the Jimmy Durante show? Okay, the radio polar bear. Save the radio polar bear.
Thousands of dollars, it's all gone.
Heaven knows you deserved it, Frank Dingle.
Are we insured, Pa?
Heck no, those chisellers don't get any of my money, no sir. Good heavens, I'm not insured.
You have a very smart father. He trusts nobody but the hole behind the bed.
Oh, Pete, I'm so glad you're all right.
Thousands of dollars burning right now. Brand new, crisp $100 bills.
He put it in the hole behind his bed.
Every Thursday, $1,500. Now it's all gone.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Rosalinda needs shoes, huh?
Now pull yourself together, Mr. Dingle. I'll rebuild the house. It'll be better than new.
Mr.
You will?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, it's perfectly all right, Mrs. Dingle. Why, anything to help a good neighbor.
The way I see it, now this is very definitely only a tax matter. This makes things much simpler.
What do you mean, simple? Who owes the tax? Amendola or this other guy?
Well, naturally, but... I guess Amendola owed it. I don't know. They both had incomes. Maybe they both owe us.
Well, how do you figure? It was this other fellow's income.
Sure. Amendola was only innocently using the other guy's money. It was like a gift.
In that case, this man not only owes income tax, but he'll have to pay us gift tax, too.
As far
Gift
as I'm
tax.
concerned, the local law is no longer interested. Looks like it's out of my jurisdiction, too.
It's too involved for me. I'm going to forget all about it till March 15th.
What'd you find?
Nothing but a dead squirrel.
What? Hey! Hey!
He isn't dead. He's just overcome by smoke. All he needs is a little fresh air.
Wonder what he was doing in the house.
Good Lord.
That's a place for a little squirrel to be.
Yeah, I was gonna... Yeah, Mike, I'm with you. I was gonna reach right through that screen and choke somebody. Choke somebody 50 years ago. Oh, look, it's...
Rupert. Rupert!
Oh, so he went out of town.
Rupert! My good old Rupert. Oh, you haven't changed a bit. You smell a little smoky, though. Now tell me, how was it? How did the other squirrels treat you? Were they good? Oh, I've got good news for you. I got a job with the circus. We start in 2 weeks in Hoboken. Me and 2 seals.
The Flings. Gay, what? The Flying Aces, Rupert the Squirrel. Well, I'm glad Rupert wasn't dead, but...
Greetings, Mr. and Mrs. Dingle. Mr. Amendola.
For your new home, Mrs. Dingle. Go ahead, Papa. Make your speech, Papa.
Oh, Mr. Dingle, like a caterpillar has its cocoon, like a bird has its nest, like the worm has its, apple, believe me, it's a pleasure to present you with the key to your new home.
Mr. Amendola, you're the finest, the noblest, the most generous...
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Mr. Dingle, but I'm glad he did.
I'm overwhelmed. I can't find words enough to...
Words. What are words? If it'll make you any happier, Mr. Dingle, I'll even carry you across the threshold.
Thank you, Mr. Amendola.
So, would $1,500 buy a whole new house like this?
Old home, Frank.
In 1950?
Oh, and it's nicer than before.
I'm glad you like it. My little wife crocheted the doilies, but I'll have to take credit for the curtains. I would have done a much better job, only my pink and shades were dull.
Pete!
Mulligan. Why, you dirty double.
No, wait a minute.
Oh no, he's gonna be an oil millionaire now.
Rich, the oil is coming like a geyser.
What? The well came in. Rosie, come down here, quick.
Bill!
Okay, what's going on here? Does everybody get a happy ending?
Hey, look here, Davis.
Pete, listen. It's your music. Phil just told me.
What music?
Here is, ladies and gentlemen, the melody for Two Orphan Instruments by Peter Dingle.
You did this, Rosalinda.
Wait a minute. But if he
You see,
no,
Dave, what I mean about taking a risk?
Taking a risk, Pete. When are you going to ask me to marry you?
Right now.
They're going to get married.
wait a minute. See, if he wasn't involved in the sale of his own music and it's already been recorded and on the radio, that means he's been cheated out of. Oh no.
Dingle, old pal.
Yeah, you're right, Larry. That's definitely more than two orphan instruments playing. Okay, this movie was kind of a mess. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Not a good movie. It was somewhat entertaining, but just all over the place. Mr. Fox Guy gives it a 3.5 out of 5. I'd give it less than that, 2.5. Yeah. Ivory says it's a period piece. Yeah, the kind of thing that you would turn on the TV and leave it running while you're doing something else. You know, enjoyable but not a classic. Yeah, says Dr. Dweeb. Weird movie, and I did not intentionally start the start tonight's show with a cartoon about sentient squirrels taking over after the apocalypse. Yeah, I did not make that connection until just now. Honestly. So yeah, we didn't get nearly enough Rupert, and as I was saying before, I can see why people retitled it after distributing it, because it wasn't about Rupert at all. And not much of a Christmas movie. It's one of those movies, those Christmas movies that's only a Christmas movie because it's set during December. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you everybody for watching. Well, let's talk about what we want to watch for the rest of this year. How many Saturdays do we have in December? There's 4 Saturdays in December. The 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. I'll go ahead and schedule a month's worth of stuff. One of these weekends I want to show It's a Wonderful Life. Maybe we'll do that on the 26th. I want to show Miracle on 34th Street. And the Star Wars Holiday Special. What am I thinking? Of course. No, I'm not going to show Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I've decided that on Christmas Day, should I do it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve? I want us to do a mini marathon of Rankin Bass cartoons, and I'll show everything except their Christmas stuff. I'll call it Everything But Rudolph. And I'll show you all the Rankin Bass, the weird Rankin Bass stuff that you've never seen. Because they started out making feature films, theatrical feature films, that nobody shows anymore, like Mad Monster Party. The new Lego Star Wars Holiday Special is quite cute. Everybody tells me that the Lego films are great. I've never seen any of them, though. I've had so many people tell me that the Lego Batman movie is the best Batman movie. But I haven't seen any of them. Christmas Carol 1938? Maybe I should do a double feature with Miracle on 34th Street and something else. The Miracle on 34th Street version that I show is an hour-long television version from the 50s. It's not Christmas. Dr. Dweeb says it's not Christmas until I see Hans Gruber fall from Nakatomi Plaza. Twilight Zone Christmas episode with Art Carney? What about Christmas episodes of vintage sitcoms? If you've got some in mind, Larry, let me know. Come up with some that aren't the well-known ones, like not I Love Lucy, and not Beverly Hillbillies, and not Brady Bunch. Come up with some older stuff. The Twilight Zone episode is a good idea, Mike. The Art Carney thing. But then Art Carney is also in the Star Wars Holiday Special. I always forget that the Art Carney was in that monstrosity. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. There's got to be a Munsters Christmas episode. Is there, Mike? I don't know. Well, I'll think about it. All right. So next Saturday is December 5th. Do you all want to see the Star Wars holiday special next Saturday? Do you want me to start with that? It's for those of you who haven't seen it. For those of you who have seen it, you've probably not seen it all the way through. It's a hard ride. You know what? We'll do that then. Star Wars Holiday Special. Next Saturday. And I'll show the version with all the TV commercials. So it'll be a full 2 hours. We'll see the Art Carney, we'll see the Boba Fett cartoon. We'll see the weird ass Diane Carroll sex dance. We'll see all of that. All right. Next Saturday then, Star Wars Holiday Special. Thank you everybody for watching, and please donate. We're at 45 for the evening. How about Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop's Hanukkah special? Are you joking, Larry? Is there a Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop Hanukkah special? I would show that. Yeah. I might do that for Bad Saturday Morning. Carol says, thank you, Keith. Thank you, Carol. We're at $45 for our $100 goal for the evening, so please, Larry says, would I joke about that? No, you would not, Larry. So find it and point me to it. And I'll see everybody next week. Good night.